Gentlemen, let's speak openly for a moment. Are you finding your nights interrupted by constant trips to the bathroom? Dealing with that frustratingly weak stream? Or that nagging feeling that your bladder is never quite empty? For millions of men, this is a quiet frustration that chips away at your sleep, your confidence, and your overall vitality. It's a common story, especially as we get older, but it's one most of us never bring up in conversation. My name is Dr. Peter, and for more than 15 years as a urologist, I've guided men just like you toward real, lasting solutions for their prostate health. In this video, we're going to talk about a powerful fruit that sparked incredible hope in the medical community, a fruit that early research suggested could dramatically slow the progression of prostate concerns. But more importantly, I'm going to share a critical warning. The real story is more complex than the headlines you might have read, and understanding the complete picture is absolutely essential for your health. Stay with me, because this is the nuanced conversation every man deserves to have. Before we get to this powerful fruit, let's quickly understand what's happening. Deep inside, every man has a small, walnut-sized gland called the prostate. Its main job is to help produce the fluid for reproduction. For decades, it does its job quietly. But for many of us, as we move past 50 and 60, it begins to grow. This non-cancerous growth is known as benign prostatic hyperplasia, or BPH, and it's the source of those disruptive urinary symptoms. As the prostate enlarges, it gently squeezes the urethra, making it harder for the bladder to do its job and leaving you with that feeling of constant urgency. But there's often another shadow of worry: prostate cancer. We monitor this with a blood test called the PSA, or prostate-specific antigen. When PSA levels begin to rise after a man has already been treated for prostate cancer, it signals that the cancer may be returning. Finding a natural way to slow that rise to regain control without immediately turning to aggressive treatments has become the holy grail for so many men. This is why the search for powerful, natural tools has become so important. This brings us to a fruit that for centuries has been a symbol of health and vitality: the pomegranate. Often called nature's power fruit, pomegranates are packed with a unique class of potent antioxidants, far more than you'd find in red wine or green tea. For years, tradition held that this fruit had healing properties, and modern research began to ask a tantalizing question: could this antioxidant powerhouse be a weapon against prostate problems? The initial results from the lab were nothing short of remarkable. In cell studies, pomegranate extract was shown to slow the growth of prostate cancer cells. In animal studies, it appeared to shrink tumors. This science was so compelling it set the stage for human trials, and with it, a wave of genuine hope. Could something as simple and natural as a fruit truly turn the tide? The excitement reached a fever pitch with a groundbreaking study from UCLA published in 2006. Researchers gathered a group of men who had been treated for prostate cancer, but were now facing a rapid rise in their PSA levels, a clear sign the cancer was advancing. These men were asked to do one simple thing: drink 8 ounces of pomegranate juice every day. The results were stunning. Researchers tracked what's called PSA doubling time, the time it takes for PSA levels to double. A shorter doubling time is a very bad sign, suggesting aggressive growth. Before the study, the average doubling time for these men was a concerning 15 months. After daily pomegranate juice, that average doubling time stretched to 54 months. Think about what that meant. The progression slowed from just over a year to 4.5 years. The hope was electric. It seemed we had found a safe, natural way to potentially hold prostate cancer at bay, offering men a chance to delay or even avoid more aggressive treatments. It was seen as a monumental breakthrough, and this is where my role as your guide becomes so critical. In medicine, one incredible study is a beacon of hope, but it's not the final word. It's a starting point. Science demands we confirm these findings with larger, more rigorous trials. And when those bigger studies on pomegranate were done, the story became much more complicated. A large, gold standard clinical trial was launched. It was placebo-controlled, meaning some men got a pomegranate extract and others got a placebo, and no one knew who got which. The results, unfortunately, were disappointing. The study found that, overall, pomegranate extract did not significantly slow PSA doubling time compared to the placebo. Other major trials have found similar, inconclusive results, failing to replicate that initial, dramatic success. So what happened? We believe the first study, while incredibly promising, was small and didn't have a placebo group, which can sometimes lead to overly optimistic findings. Science isn't about one single headline. It's a slow, steady process of uncovering the whole truth. Interestingly, one of the larger studies did find a benefit, but only for men with a specific genetic makeup. This shows us that pomegranate isn't a simple, one-size-fits-all cure. Its effects may be highly individual, and that's a perfect example of why you can't build your health strategy on headlines alone. And before we continue, I'd love to hear from you. Your journey is part of this story. Have you tried using pomegranate or other natural foods to support your prostate health? What has your experience been? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Our community learns and grows together when we share. So, if pomegranate isn't the cancer-fighting miracle we hoped for, where does that leave us? Should we forget about it entirely? The answer is no, but we need to adjust our focus. While the evidence for slowing cancer is mixed, the powerful anti-inflammatory properties of pomegranate are undeniable. We know that underlying inflammation is a major driver of BPH, that non-cancerous prostate growth that causes so many urinary issues. This is where pomegranate may still be a valuable ally. Newer research is just starting to explore this. Lab studies have shown that pomegranate compounds can help reduce the inflammatory signals that cause prostate cells to multiply. While this research is still in its early days, it suggests that pomegranate's true strength may lie in its ability to help calm and soothe an inflamed prostate. So, after guiding men on this topic for decades, what is my professional recommendation? Based on all the evidence, I must be very clear. I do not recommend pomegranate as a standalone treatment or cure for prostate cancer. Please, hear me on this. Do not stop or delay any medical treatment prescribed by your doctor in favor of drinking juice. However, I do endorse it as a supportive part of a prostate-healthy lifestyle. Think of it as a valuable member of your support team, but not the star player. Given that it's safe and packed with beneficial antioxidants that help reduce overall inflammation, making it a part of your diet is a wonderful step for your general health. Its role is to support your body, not substitute for proven medicine. If you'd like to make pomegranate part of your routine, let's talk about how to do it the right way. First, if you're drinking the juice, aim for about 8 ounces a day, like in the studies. But here is the most important part. It must be 100% juice with no added sugar. Most commercial juices are sugar bombs that fuel inflammation, completely canceling out the benefits. Always read the label. Second, an even better choice is to eat the whole fruit. The pomegranate arils, the little red jewels, are full of fiber, which is lost in juicing. Fiber is fantastic for your gut health, which is directly tied to your body's entire inflammatory response. Finally, remember that no single food works in isolation. True prostate health comes from a symphony of nutrients. Think of the lycopene in cooked tomatoes, the sulforaphane in broccoli, and the catechins in green tea. A colorful, plant-rich diet is always more powerful than fixating on one superfood. So, we've walked through the story of pomegranate together, from its incredible early promise in a landmark study to the more complex, nuanced reality revealed by later research. It is not a magic bullet. The real path to taking control of your prostate health and restoring your vitality isn't found in a single fruit. It's found in a holistic strategy, a balanced, anti-inflammatory diet, regular movement, and most importantly, consistent follow-up with your doctor. That is the true secret to living a long, healthy, and confident life. Thank you for joining me. If you found this balanced, honest conversation helpful, please subscribe and tap the bell for more research-backed advice. In our next video, we'll discuss the top 3 supplements that do have strong science behind them for prostate health. Stay informed and stay healthy.